Hi guys, welcome to the Spill and Grill.
I'm Sara.
And I'm Tashinga.
Where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection.
Okay guys, let's get started. Let's get that grill hot and ready.
I'm excited and I just want to say I'm in love with my microphone.
She looks like a reporter. I love it.
My worst date happened several months before I entered my long-term relationship with my current bae. I'm saying this because the previous date freaked me out so badly that I was going to stop dating for a year, but I decided to give it one more chance. I'm glad I did. Anyway, I agreed to go out with this guy, but I insisted on meeting him at the restaurant and I made sure it was a few blocks away from my house, just in case I needed an escape quickly. It was super cute, an Italian bring your own booze that I had wanted to check out for a while. He asked me if I preferred red or white. I empathetically said red. He showed up with a bottle of cheap white wine that looked like it had been sitting in his kitchen for a long time. I was pissed. I don't like white wine. That was the first red flag. But I decided to let it go. I ordered BBQ duck lasagna. It was so good and I had a very large portion. I was excited about the thought of leftovers. He didn't really like his entree, so he reached over with his fork and started eating my food. He didn't ask. I was still eating it. If it wasn't bad enough, he reached over and picked up my plate and put it in front of him and polished off my dish. I may have had 6 or 7 bites. I still cannot believe that happened to me. Trust me when I tell you that it was the first and last date with that guy.
That reminds me of, in Friends when Joey goes on a date with that girl and she reaches over to grab one of his fries and at the end he's like, Joey doesn't share food.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
This is worse. Joey would have had a heart attack.
Yeah, this is completely worse. This is so bad. For me, the going over and taking the food and then picking up the plate.
And he didn't even ask.
Where are his manners? And then bringing white wine. She already said red. So firstly, you don't even listen.
Yeah.
You don't even listen.
Or you don't care. Why do you ask me, what do you prefer? Only to do the opposite.
The opposite, yeah. I don't like that. I'm not, you're not listening.
Red flag number 1 is that he didn't listen or he didn't care. So that's not cool.
And because he didn't like his food, he just went straight in for hers, reached over with his fork and started eating my food. It's for me, that's so random.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
And if you don't like your entree, just order another entree. Entrees are the cheapest part of the menu. Just order some fries if you don't like your entree.
And she said she was still eating. So she's eating and then he's just gone and just put his fork in.
Yeah, it's not like she put her fork down and went, oh, I'm so full, I'm done.
This is really good.
She was still eating. If he's rude like that on the very first date where he shows absolutely no manners.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? In the situation where you're supposed to be on your best behavior, where your best foot is supposed to be forward, you're going to steal someone's food. And take the plate away from me without saying anything.
I don't know you. You're a stranger. Get away.
I wouldn't do that to my boyfriend or my family.
No,
not without asking. That's insane.
So imagine if she had taken him home to meet the parents.
Oh God, that would have been a disaster. I can just see it. I just know it. He'd be taking food from mom, from dad, stealing the pudding from grandma.
Literally, at this point, he's probably taking food from the dog as well. Yeah, the dog's bowl. I can't even do. For real. He just sounds like a monster.
Okay, so I do have a story. And you guys can let me know if I was in the wrong or not, okay? I go on a date with this guy. We go to dinner. He ordered cheese sticks, and then he ordered his own plate. I didn't order an entree. Nothing seemed appetizing to me. So I was like, I'll do a drink and some dinner, one plate, and I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. The food comes. It all comes at the same time. So his cheese fingers or cheese sticks or whatever they're called. They come and they actually look really good. There's 5 pieces, okay? They, you know, like how with restaurants, presentation can be everything sometimes,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
presentation can actually get you to be hungry.
It's true.
So I'm looking at those cheese sticks and I'm like, damn, those do look good. Now I kind of want an appetizer. So I ask him.
Okay.
I totally ask. I say, hey, do you mind if I grab one of those? They actually look really good. So he says, okay.
Oh, okay.
So I grab one and I'm eating it.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, this is really good. And he says, I thought you didn't want an entree.
Oh.
And I kind of tried to like play it off, kind of tried to laugh. And I was like, oh yeah, but these look really good. I tried to make myself look really cute, like as I bit it and the cheese like, you know, stretched out, like trying to get him to laugh along with me. And he just made one of those like content faces, like this, you know, like that emoji with the flat eyes and the flat, that's what he looked like. And then like, so now I'm eating the cheese stick and I'm like, did I make a mistake? Like, I asked you for one out of your 5 cheese sticks, and he was clearly like not happy with me.
I don't think it's on you. I think you were right in asking.
Yeah.
You were polite. And he said, yes, guys. If you don't want her to take the cheese fingers, say, no, I got these for myself. Let's order another one. Yeah. That's what you have to do, right? But I don't understand why you got upset.
So guys, please tell me, like, was I in the wrong to even ask? Or was he kind of a dick just because he didn't want to share one cheese finger with me or cheese stick?
I'm doing this podcast is just reassured me and probably every person watching this or listening to this. Honestly, don't do dinner as a first date. I mean, if you do, whatever.
And if it goes great,
please.
Hooray. Amazing. Happy that it goes great for you guys. But I'm not a fan.
Yeah, see, if you don't like the guy and the guy doesn't like you, what? You have to sit for a whole dinner.
So to the girl who got her plate stolen, I'm sorry. I hope you don't think that I'm the same as that guy. But yeah, that guy sounds like he's lacking some manners for sure. It started off with the wine. And then you stole my fucking food, so I'm done. So I bet she wasn't even interested in getting to know him at that point.
I wouldn't be.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, guys. Well,
one more story. Let's go for it. Me and this guy had a date scheduled at 6 p.m. on a weekend. The whole day before the date, I had to work. At 9 a.m. on date day, I get a text saying that he is already in my city. The date was to a restaurant at a shopping mall center near me. Anyways, he arrives there at 9 a.m. and I remind him that I'm at work and our date is for 6 p.m.
Okay.
He says, yeah, and that he'll just wander around the mall.
Excuse me.
At 12, he's like, hey, when are you getting off work? I told him I'll be off about an hour before our scheduled date that evening.
Okay.
He starts saying stuff like, I've explored the whole mall and I don't know what to do now. Me giving him the benefit of the doubt, I tell him to go watch a movie. I think it started at like 2, so he went to eat and gave me updates about the mall food while he did that. So 4:30 rolls around and he texts me that he hated the movie and that he's going to head over to the restaurant. Again, I remind him I won't be there till 6, and he says it's cool. 20 minutes later, he tells me he's drinking. I think I made a joke to not get too wasted before the date. And soon after, he lets me know he's on his 3rd drink. And he is having fun with the waitress. Okay. Anyway, I go home and get ready. We don't talk again until I'm there. First of all, he catfished me.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Fake photos or just really, really good photos, maybe?
Ooh.
Second, he had drank half the bar by the time I got there. Third, he was flirting with the waitress when I walked in. That put me off. Anyway, the date goes on. I order a burger and he says he's full off the mall food. And whatever because he ate before I got there. Okay. So he watches me eat this burger and makes comments about me eating it. But I had been working all day and I wasn't going to have mall food. So I ate and I destroyed that burger. As you should, girl. Nothing wrong with that. And when he wasn't commenting about me eating, He was having a conversation all by himself, as in him talking and me barely being able to get a sentence in. I think the whole date I only said about 5 sentences, max. The kicker was in the end. He finally explained why he had been in my city all day. His parents were mean, and he didn't want to go home. So he's like a teenager or
12.
something.
He's
Yeah.
He's 12.
So he proceeded for the next 30 minutes to beg to come back home with me. Thank God I couldn't drive back, and my designated driver came to pick me up. But after flagging down the waitress, who was actively trying to avoid us to not get hit on by him anymore, I got out of there annoyed, traumatized, but unscathed. Also, right before my ride got there, he left me there by myself. I think at one point he tried to ask me for money for his Uber, but I was clocked out. Honestly, I was glad to be rid of him.
What time did he get there?
He started there, I think, at 9 a.m. or left to leave around 9 a.m.
And that's her problem because, like, the way he's like, I'm here now. No, honey, I'm working, so I'll see you at 6.
Yeah, like, it was scheduled for 6, so...
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's actually good that she said go to the cinema. That's actually a good way to kill some time. But the way he's like, yeah, the movie was shit. Like, again, like blaming her or what?
Yeah. It's your fault I didn't like the movie. It's your fault for working and not being available before scheduled time.
Exactly. This is embarrassing. Like, honestly.
Because he left because his parents were mean to him.
But also, if someone has... And then it's like, I'm 3 drinks in at like, what, 5:30?
Right. Alone.
And you're flirting with the waitress. And he's telling her.
He did say I'm having fun with the waitress, yeah.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
Yeah. Again, no manners. Who's raising these men? I'm honestly, like, I'm concerned about the new generation. Like, are their parents going to raise them correctly?
Like, I wouldn't say, if I'm going to meet a guy on a date, I wouldn't text him saying, I'm having fun with the bartender.
Yeah.
Sorry? Then you can carry on having fun because you're not going to meet me.
Yeah, the choice of wording was wrong.
If I'm like, oh, I'm having good conversation with the bartender, he's talking about his family, then you're reassuring a person. But if you're saying, I'm having a fun with the bartender... You're opening up a can of worms.
It's true. Like, there's no way a girl could get away with that.
No. Yeah. So choose your words.
Yeah. Like, if I said that to you and I was like, the guy cancelled, all I said was I was having fun with the bartender, you'd be like, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, Sarah, let's have a drink.
Yeah. Let's talk.
What a horny devil that he's like, please, let's go back home.
Right? And we can't go to my house because my parents were mean to me.
And please give me money for my Uber.
Yeah. And I sent you fake photos.
The catfish. That would drive me in. Oh.
Guys, we're over the catfish days. That was like the 90s when the internet was new and like you could do that. You can't catfish anymore.
It happens a lot in dating though. I've heard it from men actually. They get catfished by women a lot.
By like a fake photo or like a really good photo?
By a really old photo.
Oh, or that, yeah. Oh my God.
A really old good photo from decades ago, and then they meet and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's bad. I've heard it's bad.
That's happened to me actually. Yeah, I went on a date with a guy that was 42. I was like 30 or 31 at the time. Okay. I see his photos and I'm like, oh, you look good for 42. And then I get to the restaurant and I'm like, yeah, they were old photos.
A trick is when you're on these dating apps and you see the photos on their Bumble, Tinder, or whatever, ask them, how long ago were these photos taken? Ask them for real.
You shouldn't have to ask. You should like, I mean...
But it's true. Why do we have to ask? To avoid situations like this.
They were at least 10 years old.
Oh,
I cannot... No, they were so old. No wonder he looked good for 42. He was 32 in the photos. No, I was not happy with that. Like, that's not okay. So you think like, oh, I'll just win her over with my personality, even though I didn't show how I looked. Like, I just, that's the point of photos on Bumble, on Tinder, on Plenty of Fish, or wherever the fuck you're
it's
like
true.
going on.
Like, now I'm thinking about it. I guess you only want to show your best self, right? So if it's an old...
But that's your old self. That's
No,
you
I
can't
know,
you can't even bring yourself back to that unless you have some reconstructive surgery. So why put that photo?
Otherwise, then they won't go on the apps and they won't have hope.
I don't know.
In
You'll
that
still find somebody. You just have to be honest.
It's true. Yeah, you have to be honest. I agree with you. You have to be honest. But, you know, in this dating world where everything is how someone looks, before you even read how old they are, what star sign they are, it's what do you look like?
Yeah, but then you're just gonna piss off the person who shows off because they've been catfished, like this girl.
Time. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So she got catfished.
He was drunk.
He was flirting with the waitress. Excuse me.
I mean, I understand he was getting bored because he had been there like since 9 a.m. But that's his fault.
His problem. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you can have 1 or 2 drinks if you're nervous, right?
Honey, have them at home. Get your liquid courage at home.
No, but apparently his parents were mean to him.
Poor guy.
And also, like, okay, I understand you've got to leave your house. Your parents have pissed you off. It happens, right? Some people live at home after the age of 21, 22. Some people stay home till they're 40.
It's true. No shame.
I mean, whatever, to each their own. But just leave the house and go see a friend. Go do something. Go watch a movie in your town. Why did you have to drive over to her and harass her while she was at work?
You make a valid point, actually.
There was nothing else for you to do? That you had to go where you were going to have your date 8 hours later?
It's true, actually. It doesn't make sense.
No.
Like, I like to shop, but I'm not going to the mall at 9 before my date.
Yeah. I used to work at a mall.
Me too, yeah.
And no one's there at 9 a.m.
No,
it's
no
just
one
the
is.
workers.
It's very strange.
Yep. When we say it in unison, you know it's real.
Yeah, literally. It is legit.
Just the amount of stories that we find out there that where people are just don't know how to act in public and don't know how to act on a first date with a person that not only have you never met before, but you're also hoping to impress them. Is there a book or some YouTube video or a TikTok video about dating etiquette, like the do's and don'ts?
I think we're about to create our own book from all these stories. It's almost like when you have a normal date, it's like, what happened? What's wrong?
We're like expecting the worst now. So like when you walk out of a date that it was actually like normal or even great, you're almost on like high alert mode. Like, I don't know. It was too good to be true. I don't know. Something's going to happen. He was too nice. He was too funny.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's so many bad things that happen that we can barely appreciate the good things.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
Wow, that was very therapeutic.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Maybe we are relationship experts. Maybe that is where this podcast is going.
Who knows?
I don't know. I just like to grill. I just like to talk bad about people and call them assholes and say that they have no manners. That's my thing.
Okay, guys, this is it for today's episode.
I think so, yeah.
As always, we'll leave the email on the screen. Please send us in your submissions. We're always excited when we receive them, and everything will always stay anonymous. And as always, a disclaimer is that we are not professionals. We are not doctors or anything like that.
Not psychologists, not relationship experts. Take what we say with a pinch of salt, like we always say. We just joked about being relationship coaches, but we are not, okay? This is just about sharing stories and about laughing about something that wasn't funny at the time, but is now. That's it.
Yeah, and just giving our advices and our own experiences, as Sarah's just said. So yeah, take it really with a pinch of salt.
Okay, guys, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Definitely.
Please.
So you have been watching or listening to The Spill and Grill. I am Tashinga.
And I am Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.